it's just beautiful to see how Casa has grown in 50 years.
I mean, most of our staff is from San Ysidro, and a lot of them started in youth programs.
For me to work in the frontera at the border is such an honor because I am a Chicana. I'm somebody that grew up in this community. My commitment is to really change the political paradigm, to really elevate our communities and make them matter.
Yeah, the border is like just such a weird, crazy place. Like a lot of like just the military station, the constant like helicopters, the border patrols everywhere.
The community of San Ysidro is mostly Latino, Hispanic, Mexican heritage, like 92% speak Spanish at home. Population-wise, we're approximately 31,000 residents surrounded by highways. San Ysidro is a neighborhood of the city of San Diego, which sounds great, right? San Diego is a well-known city, but we are physically disconnected from the contiguous mass of the city by approximately 13 miles because we're the community that's right against the international border.
It's the busiest border in the world on a daily basis.
Part of the reason why those 70,000 cars cross the border every day, these are American citizens mostly, come to school or work here, and they can't afford a place, so they opt to move to Tijuana, right, as a border region. Income levels here aren't that high, right? Average income for a family of four in San Diego is $108,000 as of 2023, and San Ysidro is $33,000. So that gives you a little bit of perspective in economic status. In some ways, some of the community benefits from this relationship with the border, but there's major implications.
That creates pollution, and the air that we're breathing in disproportionately impacts the health of our community members. Our asthma rates are much more higher.
For the longest time, this region is just like a stepping stone for moving on with your journey. So it was never like this forever place. So San Ysidro has always been this like weird enclave, no?
When we talk about resources, it's like, oh, well, we're San Ysidro, we're the border town community, and it goes unseen. How do you become your own voice and become invested in being part of that process to self-advocate? So Casa Familiar stemmed out of the Chicano movement, which stemmed out of the civil rights movement. And so it started with a group of social workers that saw a need to help the community in regards to social services and mental health services. The house where Casa Familiar started is there. Now, currently, we provide our immigration services there.
Redline communities like San Ysidro have to advocate for themselves or else nothing's gonna happen. In wealthier communities, not a day goes by they don't get their services anyway, right? And some people here don't feel worthy of well, you know, it is what it is. It's always been this way, but we have to make sure that there is proof that things can happen.
Yeah, like I said, I literally grew up in this community, in this neighborhood. This house, I lived here when I was in kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
La Semilla really came from discourse, a discussion, a conversation with the community.
This is the future site for La Semilla.
This empty lot was just abandoned. It was owned by somebody, but it wasn't utilized for anything.
It is going to reflect the community response to our environmental challenges. There's going to be a public infrastructure for active mobility and pedestrians, linking to light rail, which is going to link us to the rest of the city. Shareable micromobility and charging stations for EVs. Community spaces in many different forms, from community gardens, a plaza for assembly, community room, you can rent it for parties, quinceañeras, and so on. It would just be that center of community, all wrapped up with environmental technology.
Casa Familiar, together with Greenlining the Block, continue to invest in our community. What this space will allow us to do is have a place where we can explore all the different climate resiliency strategies and just experiment with all these different types of renewable energy. This is kind of like the center of it all, right?
Having this partnership to help us to apply for this particular grant that we're looking at, it's going to be pretty significant because there's an extra team from Greenlining that will be supporting us in that application.
A successful project, I would think, is when it's up and running and people are embracing it and there's workshops and all these things going on, that some of that starts disseminating in the neighborhood and that people find that it's not a pie in the sky kind of idea, but it's actually realizable.